This book review is over The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Um, I stumbled on this book by accident, um, as many of the books I've read lately seem to have been. I happened to run into the movie trailer for this. This movie is in production, The Fifth Wave. It's in production. I saw the movie trailer. I was like, oh, that's really good. And then I noticed it was, a book based on the book. So I picked it up. Uh, I listened to this in the car. I got to listen to this. I was spending a lot of time driving over to a conference in Illinois. I spent about 9 hours total driving over and back, and in between a couple places. Uh, this was a really good story. This was a really good story. It received several awards, including the 2014 YALSA Awards, and it was an Amazon Best Book Choice. Rick Yancey actually has 3 of the 5 books of this series have written. He's written 3 of the 5. So well on his way into this series. I plan on reading the rest of them, at least now. This is a story. It picks up with a flashback into what the aliens first encounter with humans. And it's basically inserting them into humans. We don't hear much more about this until the very end, when the aliens kind of explain their processes. The story starts with Cassie alone, scared, tired, hiding in the woods. Um, she starts to recount her story, and as she recounts her story, she recounts all the things that have happened that have led up to this in the alien invasion. The first wave, maybe the first wave actually was, the insertion of aliens, but the first attack by the aliens was an EMP attack, and it knocked out all the power. That seems to be a pretty important step in taking over humanity. A second wave was this. To me, I was kind of like, well, okay. It was kind of a low-tech deal. The numbers make sense. So much of our population lives close to water. The aliens dropped this giant device from outer space into the oceans and created these giant tsunamis that wiped out a lot of people. But the big one was the third wave, and that was a bird flu, a flu that was spread by birds. Horribly, horribly virulent, horribly agonizing. It was a very bad death. It was agonizing. It was painful. It was horrible to watch. Um, the first 2 attacks, the first attack killed a few people. The second attack killed, a significant number. But it was this flu that wiped out like 98% of all humans. What was left then was basically scared of all other humans, because they didn't know who were humans and who were aliens. And that was the 5th wave, where the aliens turned humans upon one another. Um, it was interesting. There was a comment in USA Today. One of the USA Today reviews about this was that this book should do for sci-fi what Twilight did for vampires. And I found that was oddly accurate, because I felt that Rick was channeling his inner Stephanie Myers with the host. There is a little bit of parallelism there. But this is a great story. And one of the powerful things about this story was that there's a strong female lead. That's becoming more common in literature these days. We're noticing more women that take the lead and are powerful, not just, oh, it's a woman and she just has this amazing experience as a woman. This is a female character that is dominant and is strong and is powerful and is smart and brave and cunning and everything that you would want a hero to be. I do believe that this book, on my 5-tier bookshelf, I put it on the 3rd, because I kind of believe that this was written a little bit for the movie. There is a kind of love interest storyline going on there that, while it makes sense, I thought it was a little too convenient. I thought that some of the love relations, while possible, weren't very probable. Um, but it did continue the story, and I did, kind of let that go a little bit, because I think, that's part of what reading is kind of putting your disbeliefs aside. Overall, it's a third shelf. I will be reading the rest of them, so I hope that that doesn't prevent me from enjoying the rest of them. And when the movie comes out, I'll be definitely checking that out.